Can you all see the newspaper on your screen now? Visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, now visible, sir.
So let's move to the next page. National, games will be started on 29th of September. That news is here. So we know that in the last few years, India has achieved a lot of success in the sports arena. So UPSC might ask you a question in the mains exam related to what we have achieved in the sports in the last 2 to 3 years. National Tourism Day was celebrated day before yesterday. So the National Tourism Awards has been given. So tourism is one such industry which has a lot of potential to create employment in India. Food processing industries, then garment industry and tourism industry. These are the three industries which government of India is focusing more because it is a labor intensive industry and it has a lot of potential to increase the employment in India. इंडिया में जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था कि सर्विस सेक्टर में बड़े पैमाने पे इंडिया में क्या हुआ है, जीडीपी बढ़ गया है, लेकिन एक ड्रॉबैक है उसका. किसी को याद है? Although India's service sector has increased tremendously in India, that around 55% of the total GDP contribution is coming from the service sector. But despite of that, we know that the service sector is not creating enough employment because in service sector India has developed. India में growth सिर्फ IT sector और IT से related sector में growth हुई है service में. But other services sectors like hospital management or tourism और बाकी के जो सर्विस सेक्टर है उसमें बहुत ज्यादा ग्रोथ नहीं हुई है. So tourism is one such area where government is focusing, which may increase the employment in India. All of you got it, and that is why World Tourism Day is celebrated. And we know Madhya Pradesh is one such state which is well known for the tourism in India. So the tourism award has been given by Ministry of Government of India to Madhya Pradesh. Now let's move to the next page. I'll be discussing in detail about the tourism, how to increase tourism, and how to why the tourism is not increasing in India, and that all I will discuss with you in the mains class. Now let's move to the next page. Center bans PFI. As we all know that in the last week, the various agencies, security agencies of the India are raiding on the PFI. So affiliates for 5 years, 5 साल के लिए PFI को ban किया गया. It says that it was a major threat to internal security. GS paper 3, there is one topic called challenges to the internal security and various security agencies in India. तो इंडिया के जो अलग-अलग जो security agencies हैं, उनका क्या काम है and what are the internal security challenges. That topic is there in GS paper 3. So this particular topic, that is PFI, the organization has been banned by the government for 5 years as a reason for the major threat to internal security. So Ministry of Home Affairs invokes UAPA, points to alleged terror links. So this organization is linked with the terrorist activities as per MHA, and they are trying to radicalize youth. So PFI was trying to radicalize youth, and that is why this organization has been banned by the Union Home Ministry. So PFI disbands, its student wing says will move to the court. Now what will happen here then once any organization is declared or it is banned? तो उससे होता क्या है? The declaration of the PFI and its affiliates as unlawful associations allows the law enforcement agencies to freeze their bank accounts, seize assets of this organization, in short, and choke their funding and activities. तो जब भी कोई इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ऐसे बैन किया जाता है तो उनके बैंक अकाउंट को सीज किया जाता है. Then their funding, जो भी उन्हें फंड मिल रहा था from the foreign countries or within the India, that all funds will be, they will be freezed. That is what is explained here. So please read this article. GS paper 3 के लिए is very important article for you to have a to internal security challenge में क्या है वो explain किया गया है. Now let's move to the next news. Okay, in a season of festivals, government has extended the free grain scheme by 3 months. So during the pandemic, during the Corona period, as we all know that government has, government has decided to give free food grain to all the below poverty line people in India. तो उसको वैसे ही extend किया गया था continuously. So again for 3 more months during this coming festival season, the government has extended to provide free grain to the below poverty line people in India. Anyone knows what was the name of the scheme which was given for this particular aspect?
Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana.
Yes. So that is what is explained here. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. 3 months until the December end. The scheme was to end in September 30. तो आने वाले September 30 को वो end होने वाला था, but आगे 3 साल उसको बढ़ा दिया गया. So as per National Food Security Act 2013, as we all know that in the basics of Indian economic class, I have already discussed with you that National Food Security Act क्या होता है. तो as per that National Food Security Act 2013, the below poverty line are entitled to get 5 kilograms of food grains per person in a month over and above their entitlement under the act. So briefing the media persons about after the cabinet meeting, Union Minister of Information and Broadcasting Anurag Thakur said 122 lakh metric tons of food grains will be distributed during the October-December period. That is what is explained here. Now let's move on to the next page. In the first, collegium looks at judges' performance for elevation to Supreme Court. So collegium will be checking judges' performance before electing them as a Supreme Court judge. So India, as we all know, that in India the collegium gives recommendation to the government for the appointment of the judges. So before recommending the name of any Supreme Court judge, any High Court judge to the to elevate them or to appoint them as a judge of the Supreme Court, the judge's performance will be checked by a collegium. All of you know what is collegium? Collegium क्या होता है, मुस्तफा?
सर हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में सर जो भी जजेस गवर्नमेंट के जजेस जो अपॉइंट होते हैं, अपॉइंटमेंट करने की एक बॉडी है सर, कॉलेजियम बॉडी.
कौन होता है उसमें, उस बॉडी में?
सर सीनियर मोस्ट जजेस ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट सर.
Very good. Let's India. Revolutionizing the logistic for national growth. As we all know that in GS paper 2, there is one topic called mobilization of resources. तो इंडिया के रिसोर्सेस को मोबिलाइज करने के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट जो चीज है वो है कि हमारा लॉजिस्टिक जो है सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट सही होना चाहिए. सो गवर्नमेंट इज फोकसिंग मोर ऑन द लॉजिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट इन इंडिया. सो द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज ट्राइंग टू रिवोल्यूशनाइज द लॉजिस्टिक्स इन इंडिया फॉर नेशनल ग्रोथ. सो दिस व्हाट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड हियर. सो लॉजिस्टिक में देन यू कैन सी कंटेनर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, वेयरहाउस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, then transportation के लिए वगैरह बनाए जाते हैं. So that's what you can see here. So this is a government company which is manufacturing the logistics. So today is World Heart Day. So various advertisement of the doctors have been given. Okay, so let's move on to today's editorial page. So after banning the PFI, what will happen? That is what is explained here. That it may help to counter the security threat posed by PFI, but the work of addressing its political challenge remains. तो PFI को बैन करने के बाद में जो सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस को काउंटर करने में मदद होगी, लेकिन उसको जो पॉलिटिकल चैलेंज है वो खत्म नहीं होगा. That's what editor has said. So just read this article. That what is PFI and how the PFI was creating a political challenge in the southern India. Give and take. As we all know that recently the India's external affairs minister S. Jaishankar has said something to USA, that is what is mentioned here. Foreign Minister Jaishankar does well to call out US attempt to put a counter-terrorism clause on its F-16 package to Pakistan. So US is providing F-16 fleet to the Pakistan. United States of America क्या कर रहा है कि पाकिस्तान को क्या दे रहा है? It is giving the F-16 fleets to Pakistan. So India has objected to it. So in a response to that, US said that कि ये हम counter terrorism के लिए कर रहे हैं. तो ये जो counter terrorism के लिए का नाम देकर यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स जो पाकिस्तान को मदद कर रहा है उसको इंडिया ने क्या criticize किया. That's what you can see here. So please read this whole article to understand that why the US is trying to is attempting to put a counter-terrorism clause on F-16 package to Pakistan. So rediscovery of South. So the whole world is divided into North and South. पूरी इंडिया जो पूरी वर्ल्ड जो है economically they are divided into South and North. South is considered as the underdeveloped economies or developing economy, and North is considered as a developed economies. जो नॉर्थ है उसे डेवलप्ड इकोनॉमीज कहा जाता है और जो साउथ है वो डेवलपिंग या अंडर डेवलप्ड इकोनॉमी. तो एज वी ऑल नो दैट रिसेंटली इंडिया हैज गॉट द प्रेसिडेंसी इन G20, and G20 group of countries is a group of both developing as well as developed countries, right? All of you know this. ये इससे पहले भी मैंने डिस्कस किया है आप लोगों के साथ में. G20 group of countries are the group of both developing and underdeveloped economy. So India has got the presidency of this G20. So G20 presidency is an opportunity to position India as the voice of the global South. जितने भी underdeveloped economy और developing economy हैं, उनकी आवाज बनके उनके issues को discuss करना चाहिए इंडिया को, because इंडिया को एक opportunity मिली है to voice the global South and flag the North South issues. जो North और South मतलब developed economies और underdeveloped economies इनके जो भी issues हैं, इन दोनों के बीच में जो भी conflict of interest है उसको खत्म करने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए. That's what संजय बारोट said now. बस आपको ये ध्यान में रखना है कि इंडिया has got a presidency of G20. तो आज आपको जाकर चेक करना है कि G20 group of countries क्या है, what is its mandate, and which countries are the members of the G20, and how the presidency of the G20 is decided. G20 की presidency कैसे decide किया जाता है और इंडिया को presidency मिला है तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि इंडिया को G20 का प्रेसिडेंसी मिला है तो इंडिया को क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है इसमें. दैट इज व्हाट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड. सो देयर आर वेरियस ग्रुप हैज बीन मेंशन्ड हियर. G20, G7, G77, राइट. जो G77, G20 और G7 और G8 भी कहा जाता है समटाइम्स. तो ये सारे ग्रुप में डिफरेंसेस क्या है ये आपको पता होना जरूरी है. तो आज आपको जाकर ये चेक करना है. गॉट इट? चलो, now let's move to the next page. There is a draft telecom bill which is introduced into the parliament. So draft telecom bill proposes expansion of legal surveillance with no safeguards. तो गवर्नमेंट क्या करेगा, आप जिससे भी बात कर रहे हो मोबाइल फोन से उसको सर्वे करेगा लीगली, एंड इसमें कोई सेफगार्ड नहीं है. मतलब किसी भी तरीके की प्राइवेसी आप सेट नहीं कर सकते हो आपके मोबाइल फोन में. दैट इज व्हाट इज मेंशन्ड हियर. ऐसे करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए गवर्नमेंट? Yes, Mustafa, do the government survey your mobile phone without any safeguard or not?
सर क्वेश्चन रिपीट करो सर.
गवर्नमेंट के जो अभी ड्राफ्ट टेलीकॉम बिल बनाया गया, एक नया बिल बनाया गया होगा अभी पार्लियामेंट में, तो उसमें ये कहा गया है कि लोग, इंडिया के जो लोग हैं, जो सिटीजन्स हैं, उनके मोबाइल को सर्वे किया जाएगा, सर्वेलांस पे डाला जाएगा। जब भी चाहेगा गवर्नमेंट उनके मोबाइल को चेक कर सकता है, आप किसे कॉल कर रहे हैं, किससे बात कर रहे हैं, क्या बात कर रहे हैं, और उसके अलावा आप क्या कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं, वो सर्वेलांस पे डाल सकता है गवर्नमेंट विदाउट एनी प्राइवेसी सेफगार्ड्स टू द सिटीजन्स ऑफ द कंट्री। तो ये ऐसे गवर्नमेंट को करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, और इज इट वायलेशन ऑफ एनी
Yes, sir. It
फंडामेंटल
is
राइट?
violation of fundamental rights, sir. Article 21, right to privacy, sir.
राइट टू प्राइवेसी, ठीक है। सो दैट इज व्हाट इज मेंशन्ड हियर, सो प्लीज रीड दिस आर्टिकल। यहाँ पर बहुत सारे टर्म्स भी आए हैं, जैसे कि ओवर द टॉप कम्युनिकेशन सर्विसेज। ओवर द टॉप क्या होता है, उससे रिलेटेड क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स रिक्वायर्ड हैं, दैट इज व्हाट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड हियर। सर्टेन नाम का एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उसको भी लिखा हुआ है। दिस आर्टिकल विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू इन जीएस पेपर 3 टॉपिक बेसिक्स ऑफ साइबर सिक्योरिटी, and it will be also helpful for you in GS paper 1, that is the rights of the citizens of the country. Now let's move on to the next page. Radha Kumar has written an article that in Indira's failure and Atal's success. This is related to the Jammu and Kashmir. The rise of SDPI, cautionary tale. SDPI matlab, anyone knows what is SDPI?
Social Democratic Party of India, sir.
Yes, this is the student wing of the PFI, जो रिसेंटली जो हमारे गवर्नमेंट ने जो बैन किया PFI को, उसका वो स्टूडेंट विंग है। सो द स्टडी ग्रोथ ऑफ SDPI, which is the political output of now banned PFI in Karnataka, tells us a larger political story. So just read this whole article to understand that why the SDPC's growth is a cautionary thing for India. Now let's move on to the next page. A champion of Dosti, Humayun Khan believed that Indian-Pakistan resolution is possible. And this is related to a person who called Humayun Khan, who has died, who was the champion of the Dosti between India and Pakistan. You can skip this article, no need of reading. Now let's move on to today's economic page. So apart from PFI, which other organizations have been banned in India? That is what is explained here. कि कौन से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बैन किया गया है along with PFI. Russia prepares to annex the occupied Ukrainian territories despite outcry. So रशिया ने जो जिन लैंड पे कब्जा किया है, उसको रशिया पे अनेक्स करने के लिए तैयारी कर रहा है, despite of the people who are living that area, they are criticizing that. Now today's explain page has explained what ban on PFI means. PFI पे बैन किया गया, इसका मतलब क्या है? That is what is explained here. How the ban can be appealed? क्या इन्हें बैन पे अपील किया जा सकता है? That is what is also explained here. And so strained fiscal math limits food grain scheme extension to only 3 months. So today in the evening, in the basics of Indian economic class, I will be discussing the fiscal policy. तो ये fiscal math मतलब जो हमारा जो fiscal है वो strained है, और उसके वजह से सिर्फ आने वाले 3 मंथ के लिए ही हम फ्री फूड ग्रेन दे सकते हैं. That is what is mentioned here. So I will be discussing with you the fiscal policies in the basics of Indian economic class today. Bank of England steps in to calm markets amid IMF working. तो emergency bond buying program बैंक ऑफ इंग्लैंड ने शुरू किया है IMF के वार्निंग के बाद. So बैंक क्रेडिट में इंडिया में शेयर ऑफ लोन्स टू इंडस्ट्री इज डिक्लाइन एंड पर्सनल लोन हैज इंक्रीज. तो पिछले कुछ दिनों से इंडस्ट्री का जो लोन है वो कम हो गया है बट पर्सनल लोन बढ़ गया है. दैट इज व्हाट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड हियर. Fine. So this is all there in the today's newspaper. We will stop it here now. We'll continue in the evening for the basics of Indian economic class. Today I will be discussing with all of you the fiscal policy, that is government borrowing जो होता है, government कहाँ से borrow करता है और कैसे borrow करता है, that we will discuss in today's class. So have a good day to all of you. See you in the evening.